morning, good afternoon, or good night, depending on when you're watching this. How's it going, guys? You read the title of this video correct. I've had the same set of Optima strings on this Chapman for over a year now. I've did my goal. I've had these strings on for over a year. Why would I do that? Well, it's to see the longevity of these strings, because a lot of things I hear about Optima talk about how long these strings last. Like a lot of people say that these can go for a year, and I wanted to do that myself, which is why we're here. Of course, if you want to go see my first impressions and my first review of the Brian May Optima strings, I'll put a link right up here. Like I said, that was over a year ago, and then we did a 6-month follow-up review. And the reason why I did this is because a lot of string companies, not just Optima, but many string companies in the world, talk about the longevity of their strings, but no one actually shows it. And to me, that is one of the important aspects of buying a string, is how long do they last for. So I figure I'd go ahead and make these reviews. So I've done it with StringJoy, and now I've done with Optima. If you want to see another string company initial review 6 months and 1 year, let me know down in the comments section below. Anyway, let's go in depth on the strings. And what better place to do that than the workbench? So anyway, let's go over there.
Let's start with the headstock, the place where we barely touch, which means this is the part that's going to have the most gold on it on the entire length of the string. The only thing I ever do up here is sometimes take everything off of the locking nuts and tune the guitar up and like recalibrate the Floyd rose, so to speak. Now you're gonna find that some guitar players, they do some cool bends up above the nut, they do some whammy bar stuff up here, a little vibrato sort of effect. However, like I said, all I do is tune and occasionally do that, which is why this is almost just as gold as when we first put the strings on. Let's move slightly down to where the locking nut is. So you can see right past here, the strings are very gold at the top and then obviously deteriorate as we move down, because we really don't play up past here. We play more so middle of the string down on every single string. What's cool on the higher 3 strings, the G, B, and E, you can see the gold very top, and you can see it wear off into the silver color we all know on all 3 of the strings. The E is really less prevalent because it's literally only gold back here, just a tiny little nugget of it. Then it goes straight to silver. It goes about to right here on the B string, and then right here on the G string. So I think it's funny that the B goes all the way out here compared to these ones. But anyway, let's go ahead and go down the rest of the fretboard. So on the side view right here, you can see that gold color is super faded. Like, it is practically silver at this point. I think in a couple more months, it will definitely look silver. And that is mainly a thing I've noticed from the 12th fret all the way down to the 1st fret. That is a lot of the rhythm stuff I play. Then when we go up past the 12th fret, that gold color does come back on the lower 3 strings, but on the higher 3 strings, it's gone. It's gone at this point. And then we go down towards our pickups right here. You can see that that is a lot of like just loss of the gold color. But the gold color does come back when we go to the very end of the whammy bar, like going into the bridge. Because obviously you can't really hit this area with a pick. You have to like go outward. So there's a lot of gold going into the actual Floyd. So when we did our 6-month review, we were recording with a GoPro Hero Session 5. And on that camera, it really picked up the fact that I picked a lot right in here, because the strings had less coloration right here, because I picked a lot there. I'm looking at this camera right now, which is the GoPro 9, and I don't really see any of that discoloration. That could be down to the new camera, and or the fact that all the other strings just caught up and faded all together at this point. So who knows, but definitely that color is really gone. Now let's do a slight overhead view of the strings. Again, once we get past the 12th fret, that color deteriorates from the low 3 strings, and it's completely gone off of the high 3. Again, going down one more time. And there you go.
So how do these strings sound? Well, instead of me telling you, here is the audio test. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to record the DI signal of the Chapman through Ableton Live, through my Focusrite Scarlett Solo, and you're going to hear every single pickup position. This is going to be the same track that I've used every step of the way through this demo. And so the beginning part of the song will be played on the neck. The middle part of the song will be played in the middle position, then the solo will be played in the bridge. I recommend you have headphones for this audio test because I'm going to clip the DI signal into twain, and we're going to send it to 2 different amps. One headphone is going to be a distorted amp, and the one headphone will be a clean amp. So that way, as we go along, you can hear how every single demo sounds distorted and how every single demo sounds clean. And what I mean by that is we're going to compare it through every single step of the process. So the first clip you're going to hear is going to be when I put the strings on for the first time. The second clip is going to be the 6 month, and then the final clip will be the 1 year. So that way you can see how these strings deteriorate, if they deteriorate. How much from first putting on 6 months of heavy use to a year of heavy use. I think it'll be interesting. Of course, there's timestamps right in the description so you can go back and forth and compare. You can take headphones out to compare all the clean signals, all the distorted signals, or how everything sounds together. Anyway, here's the audio test. And there you go. That was the audio test of the Optima strings. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments section below. Of course, I'm recording this before I edit the video, so I have no idea how these sounds. So let's take it to me when I edit the video.
Hi guys, it is me editing the video. I do apologize for the camera quality. I am recording this on my MacBook so that way I don't have to keep going back and forth between the GoPro and the MacBook, dumping the files on there. But anyway, what do I think of the audio test? Well, for me, the biggest noticeable change when I was recording was the loss of sustain, especially you hear that at the very end of the solo when I was just holding out notes and sliding. I noticed a lot less sustain compared to previous times I recorded this. The second big change I noticed when I put these headphones on was how dark the strings got over a year's time. Like when you put them on last year, they were warm. They weren't the brightest strings ever, but they were certainly warm and kind of on the brighter side. And as the year progressed, you can hear how dark they gotten. Now, I've played guitars that have had strings on for a year, and they've been way darker than this guitar. So, I'm still really impressed with how these ones held compared to other strings over a year. I've definitely played darker strings that have been on for a year's time. So, if I would record with this guitar, I would still record with this guitar. I'm still kind of recording with this guitar, so I think that it will do the job nicely, but over a year you could definitely hear how dark it got.
And back to me recording. So the one thing I can tell you while I record this before I edit is how do these strings feel, because that of course is really important. So when I first put these on, I noted that these strings were light, they were comfortable, they were soft, and they felt like butter. So 1 year later, they're still light. I mean, of course they're going to be light. String gauges don't change and these are 9s. But these strings, they are still super comfortable. They are still super soft and they still, after 1 year, feel like butter. It is really great and I love it. The only thing to note is that the lower 3 strings that feel like strings that you put on and then just don't change after like 6 months to a year, basically. In which it's starting to get this way. Like I noticed like this feeling around the 9th month mark, and it's kind of like you feel the strings and you kind of are going to feel like, oh, these strings might sound dead. Like if I were to bring down this guitar in the back here, I last changed this guitar about 3.5 years ago, I want to say. And the strings are super dead. You play them and you can tell they're super dead. But you play this, they don't sound dead at all. These strings still sound fantastic. Now, as I was recording the audio test, I noticed that there was some sustain loss and just like a bit warmth was lost. Like just the mainly is the sustain is the thing I noticed. But the string, to me, at least to me, the strings didn't sound super dead. Like these strings are fine. I can do a gig with this guitar tomorrow and be set. That, to me, that is a really good thing, and these strings have nice, super nice longevity to them, like everyone says. So, thumbs up. So now there's a question. Am I getting more Optima? Yep, no, I got more Optima strings. So I am super happy that, yes, I'm going to keep using Optima strings. Of course, they're not going to go on every guitar because these strings are still kind of really expensive, but I'm still going to use these strings because I think they are super good. I highly recommend Optima strings. If you want, I highly recommend every guitar player try Optima strings once in their life. If you play bass, maybe, because the bass strings are obviously more expensive, but if you're a guitar player, I definitely recommend you try the Optimas once in your life and figure out if you like them or not. You may get more again, like I did, because I got a set and actually got another set coming. You'll see next week with that video. But I like the strings so much that I'm going to probably keep using Optimas on the Chapman for the time being until who knows when. But Optima strings have really impressed me and I really like them. I enjoy. Well, anyway, guys, I'm just going to keep rambling about how much I like the Brian May Optima strings, so I figured this is a good time to end the video. Anyway, guys, I just slammed that on a pop vinyl. But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed these little videos down the line of the Optima strings, the fresh, the 6 month, and the year. If you want to see me do another string company, let me know down in the comment section below, because I kind of enjoy making these videos, and I do have a couple of guitars that I can do multiple companies, like just put a couple strings on. But anyway guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like. I already told you to comment once in this video. I'm not going to ask for you to comment again. Subscribe if you want to. Come on this wild journey through life with us, and I'll see you in next week's video where we get more Optima. But anyway guys, goodbye and good night.